Okay, so I thought I'd give an update today out in the meadow, which was in theory a great idea until the sheep started making a lot of noise. So there we go, we've got a natural soundtrack of the lambs. Okay, so we've been on lockdown now for quite a while, and I think it's a good time to reflect on the teaching, how the teaching's going, and all things remote learning. I think it's fairly clear that when you're in school and in class, if you have a pie chart of the students in your class, you've always got the super keen, the kind of middle of the ground student who does what they need to do, and then you got the segment of the pie chart of kids who are really not very engaged at all. And I think for me, being on lockdown has dramatically increased that segment of the pie chart. It feels like kids who perhaps were okay in school now have really gone off the chart, and it's a real struggle to get kids to do their work and hand it in, which may not be anything to do with their motivation. It may actually just be their situations and sharing devices with people in their houses and just the way that the week works out for them. I think what's become clear is that there's no right task to set. I've tried setting difficult things, I've tried setting easier things, I've tried giving a choice, I've tried giving no choice, I've tried a number of different strategies, and basically it feels like the same students will respond no matter what the task, and the same students will not respond regardless of the task. So in a sense, I think the moral of the story is, as a teacher, that we've just got to keep going, and we've got to just accept that we're not there physically. We can't make students do anything, and we have to just give them the opportunity to learn. It is down to them whether they take that opportunity, and I really want to keep relationships with my students. I've been trying to do Google Hangouts, which has been really, really lovely. Has definitely been the best part of the job. For much of this remote teaching season, a lot of the day is just spent sat down in front of my laptop, which is slightly soul destroying. And I know there's a lot of people who work from home anyway, but I don't think I could do that as a job day in, day out. This is not the job I love. I love the interaction with my students and fielding emails and questions about work, and then getting the work in is not quite the same thing on an online platform. This being said, I think there are lots of advantages to this time that I don't want to just skip over, because having more time to plan things, having more time to read, having more time to make the day work without the rush of commuting or pickups, drop-offs, extracurricular activities, that does bring an ease, which, even though I wouldn't say this season is easy, it does bring us an element of relief from the usual daily busyness. And I saw somebody post on Facebook the other day how even though mental health is a big concern for a lot of people right now, let's not pretend that our usual crazy busy lives are any better for mental health. I think that's a good point. So I don't want to wish away this season. I want to make the most of the time to read more, to connect in the ways that I can with my students, and to make work meaningful for them. But I also want to have that acceptance that it is just not going to look like a normal term. It's not going to look like a normal season. And some students will make progress, some students will stay about the same, and perhaps some students will regress. But ultimately, I think the world that we go back to school in is going to be very different. And I think we're all wondering really what that's going to look like. We've heard maybe suggestions of phased returns, heard suggestions of selected year groups going in. I really don't know how that's going to work, particularly because so many teachers are parents. So for example, if my children haven't been allowed back, I don't know how I would turn up to school to teach other year groups who are back. I don't know how it all works out, but I'm thankful I don't have to make any of those decisions. I can just keep in touch with my department, who are awesome, keep doing what we're doing, and we're all in it together. And I think there's some peace and sanity in that.